Hey, what's going on, guys? Here in the office, it's Sunday afternoon, I think like 1 p.m. Been working on some new client welcome boxes as well as our 2025 thank yous. A little bit behind the 8 ball on that one, I'm not gonna lie, but better late than never, I think. Also got a new blind installed in here because I've made this more of like my office now. I took the monitor from back home, brought it in here. Those are the boxes for the psych wall, which admittedly I'm a little gun shy on now, and I'll show you why. And then just dealing with trash and stuff. So kind of a little bit of a work morning here at the studio. We shot a wedding yesterday for 2 of our clients, which was pretty cool. It actually snowed in Raleigh. We got like 3 inches of snow. It didn't start till later in the evening, but some of the footage was crazy. Running around in the snow, dancing in the snow, that sort of stuff. So that was super cool. Fun event. Maybe we'll show some of the footage actually. So let's run a little montage of the wedding right now. Yeah, so as you can see, pretty cool. But anyways, back in the studio. So look at this. This frame that we have can be a green screen, a white wall, and a black wall. And then that was originally right here, as you guys probably remember. And then we got this backdrop set up over here. We actually shot on this backdrop this week. It looks pretty good. The problem with it is it's a little reflective, so you actually can see kind of the cast of the light. So we had to like really move the lights to both sides of it as opposed to in front of it. So I'm not super pumped about that, admittedly. I didn't think it was that like reflective. So a little bit of a bummer, but we kind of made it work. We'll see. I don't think I'm gonna change anything. Maybe there's like a paint I could do over it, but I don't really wanna mess with that. So anyways, we got the background, got the light, got the table. It looks really good. We shot vertical on this and wide on this, and I love it. Funny over here is that the top bar of this green screen thing I was using to hold up the backdrop, which is folded up right here. So that's how we had that like tan backdrop thing. And now we have a project where we need a green screen. Honestly, I don't think we've ever had a project where we needed a green screen. So it's kind of funny in that like, once I start using pieces of it for something else, I have to go get the green screen together. So anyways, we're shooting on the green screen tomorrow. So, and that thing fits like super perfectly back in there. So now my mind is like, do I want to build the psych wall over there or just kind of have that as a flex space, but just keep that there most of the time? I don't know if I can return the psych wall, which is problematic. Thankfully, it wasn't exorbitantly expensive. It was a few $100s for the kit. So not ideal, but at the end of the day, not the end of the world. So basically I need to get like a bar to hold the backdrop over here. And then, yeah, probably use that as like this side of the studio. But this is super functional, way more functional than having the curtains over there. So that's been nice. It's also been freaking cold. Not that really pertains to the studio design. It's just been very cold in here. The heater is doing the best it can, but it's not exactly airtight back here. But anyways, so that's kind of the studio update. This isn't gonna be a super long video, but I was packing these boxes and I was also thinking about how like human oriented a lot of the work that we do is. And then I started thinking about AI, and I'm like, you know, what's interesting in the climate right now is that I think a lot of people are trying to use AI to essentially just like think about AI just being, I want my business to just be AI. People interact with the AI, and that's my business. My business is just AI thing, people with the AI. They just pay to use my AI, and I'm just over here like making AI, which sounds really cool. It's very like sexy because you built this cool thing, people interacting with it. But honestly, like for my business specifically, we're very people oriented. Like we have people showing up and shooting content. We have people, you know, talking about strategy and like really getting in and knowing people and understanding them. And I think if you're just thinking about AI all the time, you're kind of losing touch with the end consumer. You're losing touch with like, who are we really serving at the end of the day? And that's where I think you've got to be careful with how much AI you're really trying to do. So what I'll say on this is that AI has been a game changer for some of our stuff, so let's be very clear. Writing captions, voice cloning, ideation, writing in general as a writing partner. For me, just correcting sentences. I'm not the best writer, so like that sort of stuff I love it for. Automations around lead generation, I like that stuff. And even for clients, like helping small business owners use AI to communicate with leads and like simplify some things so they don't have to always be on the phone. Those are great unlocks. But if I just had clients running with AI content strategy and then they wanted to speak to someone, or they wanted to really hash something out, to talk creatively, AI is not going to do that for them at the moment, at least. So I try to be very conscious with AI stuff right now, like where is the unlock from an efficiency standpoint. But let's still remember who we're serving. Let's still remember who we need to communicate with, so that we can have a business, we can have relationships, we can have clients who stick with us for a while. We're trying to build a sustainable business, scaling the business. So trying to be conscious of how do we use it to be better, to act better. Maybe we can serve more clients with less people, but let's not replace the experience entirely because we just think AI is cool and sexy and we just want to automate everything and get it done. So all that to be said, there's so much noise about AI right now. A lot of it's very exciting. A lot of it's pretty scary. I probably exist kind of in the center of like, hey, I see some value, but I also don't want like my life to be AI. I don't know if that's even avoidable at this point. But at the end of the day, packing these boxes, building out the studio, it's like some stuff needs to be physical, some stuff needs to be real, so that you can actually like have brand and have value and like impact. And I think AI can be valuable to people, it can have an impact on their business, but at the end of the day, are you really building a personal relationship with people? And that's where I think, when you're in agency world, doing creative things, helping people build something that they care a lot about, in our case, their business, you've got to be careful with what stuff you just kind of ship, and then you're just on the back end clicking away on a dashboard. So yeah, guys, just some thoughts for you rounding out on Sunday. I got to get back to work, do some tax stuff, make sure this footage is uploading, and get back to the crib. So, oh yeah, actually before we jump, I'll show you guys this snow situation we're working with. It's not really freezing anymore, but you can kind of get an idea for what we're working with here. It's actually like warm outside right now, so I think all the snow is like really melting. So yeah, we'll be back to it tomorrow. Hope you guys are having, it's February 1. So have a wonderful start to y'all's Februarys, and see you later. All right, peace.